gave me a special card. I got a special card here from Pearsall. You can imagine, you know, it's too cheap for 32 cents a half. All you have to carry is that guy's back. And he's not a rocket scientist. He's from Indiana. So I don't know what kind of probe we're going to get, but he's up in Rochester someplace, and he says, "Dear Danny, I thought when we put the date here, it was October 26th, comma 1996. See what I mean? No grammatical sense at all. It's October 26th, comma 26. But anyway, I ain't no genius. If any one person deserves the word professional after his name and his Danny Williams. Danny, you hear that? Right, yeah. Can you hear this, Danny? I feel like moving. At any rate, this case, you're a professional. You were truly the consummate pro, men of golf and tennis club has been most fortunate to have had your expertise, warmth, and friendship these many years. I trust that you and Penny will enjoy many more years in our club. You are a swell guy and a peachy dancer.
Tom dance with him?
Then he goes on to say, roses are red, violets are blue. Who do you think loves you most? It is Chicks.
Holy smokes.
Here's all the guys move that sucker in your pocket. All right. Just to bring you up to date, we did have a game with El Sutton. A little long ago, myself and Beerstow jumped up. He thought the best match was high and low. We let him go. Our new pro is he's a good golfer. Will be scratched. I think he's going to continue to play scratch pro. We took him for about $13. I understand you're still cashiering. He came into the pro shop immediately to get along. I don't know if Gene Lamp discussed salary, but whoever was on that select committee, I think you better talk to him quick. This has been quite a several weeks for you, Danny. The dance was perfect, splendid. Your wife looked, I thought she looked, well, that could be interesting. I understand John Deeb did a tremendous job as a leader of this place, and as president, I understand he's stepping down. I understand one of his last official acts was to take you and the new pro out to dinner. You were spotted out at McDonald's with a Whopper. He was satisfied. I heard him say, "Oh, well, at least I didn't have to give a tip." Tom Marks, he was great, obviously emotional, and expressed the sentiments of the club in so many ways. Bill Snyder, he memorized his lines for 6 months. Came out looking like a hero. I thought I was making some time with his wife, Pat, but after that performance, I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball, I can see that. Dick Lamp, he's been missing for several months now, but he finally decided to make an appearance the other day, and I caught him in there asking the club for some free spikes. So he is about, in case you didn't see him, okay? As a scholar, I know that you attended prep school. I always called it reformatory school, as I went as well. Dave Hoadley did the same thing. I believe he was a gunnery. The difference between you and Hoadley is that you learned early in the game that you couldn't walk on water. Hoadley had to go to Yale, and he still thinks. In terms of courting, I never thought you were very swift. I can remember the time we went over to Beach's house and had a couple drinks, and you had a date. The Hoad was there, the Ferg was there, we went out afterwards, and I got on one side, and Hoad got in the other, and the pro ends up out here, and the date's in here. Making no progress, and he says, "Geez, come on, we got to get home." So we get out to the car, and I negotiate myself into the front seat next to the pro, and Hoadley jumps in the back. And all I heard was all this wrestling. I'm looking at the pro, his face is getting red and redder. And I hear some tee-hees. What was that all about, Hoadley? In terms of generosity, I can tell you, point blank, we never could have a finer man. He was always in his pocket. When we went on trips. He paid the gas. We went on trips. He drove the car. We went out to dinner, a group of us. He was the first one to have his money out there. He even sold these ball retrievers here in the clubhouse. And one day I told him, "What are you selling all those ball retrievers for?" "These are your balls." Finally he woke up and he stopped selling the ball retrievers. But Al Sutton saw him, the fisherman out here the other day, and I said, "Look at that, Al. That's what you're going to have to contend with. That's money out of your pocket. You better get that contract understood." So he took a little... In terms of trust, we never have ever had a problem wondering where our nickels were. By the way, in terms of generosity, the fellow always brought donuts. Wherever he went, he had donuts. Jim Davidson always made an appearance on Saturday mornings over at the old clubhouse. Get that sucker, he wanted those jelly donuts. And he just grew and grew and grew. Just an idea of a little bit of what the pro's generosity was, and he never failed. Eric Flynn, he kept telling Eric Flynn as a teacher. A number of young people came out of this club. Dannenbaum, Putnam, a fellow more recently just resigned from his job at Baltusrol. Some of the gals, Danny was certainly dedicated and brought a lot of them along. I don't know that he had any walker cuppers like his dad, but he spent countless hours with a number of us in the winter over at the pro shop. Eric Flynn, he finally gave up on Eric Flynn. Eric, you got to hit 2 bags rather than 1. So poor old Eric, who we all love, finally went to the 2-bag job. He was so tired at the end of the day, he stopped playing golf, and he just came up and Danny kept selling him 2 bags. Wow. So, as an athlete, I know you were a fine athlete. I know you were a fine skater, and other endeavors. But as a runner, I don't know. Goalie's number 1 up at the board. I'm number 2. You did run a couple miles one day, so we did give you a niche on that board. Debbie Maysfield's coming along, so you better get going. As a family man, I know your family and some of those that aren't here, but certainly the bonding that's between you, your son, Johnny, and Danny is magnificent to see. You've been outstanding in that respect, in your love, and obviously it's a two-way street because I can see it every day. Just to get plain vanilla, I'd like to thank you for being a friend, your dedication to all of us, your honesty, your professionalism over the years, and just for being you. Our Gaelic poet would like to say a few words.